47 Weeks, Life and Learnings of a Dietetic Intern. Hello, and welcome back to 47 Weeks. It's week 34, and I just finished my food production rotation, and all my management competencies are now signed off. Some of the food I sampled included 4 different flavors of diet mousse, a new vegetable broth, as well as an old one that we use right now that doesn't have much flavor, some cod fish bites, gingerbread trifle, which I particularly liked, and some whole wheat tea biscuits that they're hoping to add to the menu one day a week instead of the muffins. And just doing that could save the hospital $2,500 a month. Because the ingredients in the tea biscuits are so simple, you're just using flour and baking soda, and they were yummy from fresh or when cooked from frozen. That's so cool. When I go into the hospital and I see tea biscuits on some of the patient trays, I'll know that I did that taste panel. It turned out really good, and there was people that showed up and tried the different foods, but you know, the setup of the taste panel had me kind of a little stressed out. Just the supervisor is telling you that you need to do this and this for your recipe, and I had to make diet mousses and ask this person this and this person that, and then all of these things at once, and then I don't know where to find a certain ingredient, and you know, she told me to go ask one person the portion size of something and he didn't know what I was talking about. It was just a little crazy, and I'm so lucky that I got to spend the week kind of interning with Julia, even though she's in a different rotation. This week there was also more meetings, although not as many as last week, which really gave us the time to go over my competencies and talk about some of the things I needed signed off, like looking over performance appraisals, the healthy eating policy, or recipe costing. This week I lost my key to the intern's office. It must have fallen out of my backpack. I have no idea how it happened, but I felt really bad, and the secretary gave me her key. So now it's all good. The intern's office got a mini fridge and lockers put in. So you're welcome, future interns. You don't have to go through the hassle of being in food service and trying to find a fridge to put your lunch in and then having to find a supervisor in order to get it. Out of all the food service rotations so far, I think I've liked food production the best. One, because there was a lot of food that you got to try, and there's just so much going on all the time and so many different food stations that are happening, and it was nice to not be alone during my rotation. Skylar came and picked me up on Friday at lunch and then took me to Vietnamese food, and then we had it in the park. So my plans include working on thank you cards for next week because it's class week and I'm the office manager, so I make the thank you cards. I need to think about starting my taste panel report, and I need to prepare for my quality improvement presentation for Hearts in Motion because all the interns are presenting their improvement projects next week throughout class week. I'm the very last person going on Friday. But I met with my quality improvement advisor and we just went over what to talk about because I don't have the results that we expected because we wanted to have questionnaires handed back and then evaluate them. But we handed out the questionnaires, we don't have anything to evaluate per se, but we just split it up into phases. That the first phase was to develop these questionnaires, which actually was a lot of work, and to implement the project, and then phase 2 would be to actually collect the data. And I did those slides. I made a draft PowerPoint. I'm gonna need to revise it and then practice. So I've learned a lot of things over my rotation. The hardest thing to see was how much food waste there is in the hospital kitchen, or the hardest learning was actually seeing just how much food is wasted on a daily basis. I think, you know, it might be a good idea to switch to Dial for Dining room service style model. It wouldn't be cheap, but it could reduce food waste by at least 50%. I think one place that does it only has 4% food waste. So that would be great, and patients would be a lot happier. And who knows, in the future, the hospital could have that kind of system. I learned that there is such thing as vegetable gravy. Not sure what it's made of, but I've seen it. I learned that ginger can help reduce nausea and vomiting for some people. And my favorite learning for the week is how to high five properly. Thanks, Julia. You have to look at their elbows and then you'll actually high five in the right spot all the time. Class week sounds like it's gonna be so cool. We're gonna be going to different places, to the Sobeys at Dartmouth, to the IWK, and having different dietitians talk to us, like 23 of them. Whether it's about public health, neonatal care, the ketogenic diet with children, resumes, job hunting and interviews, public relations and media management, and that's just some of them. So we're all really excited. And it's just so nice to, reunite and, hang out for the week while we learn. And Sunday night, I'm having dinner with some friends. I'm in charge of the dessert. I'm making Oreo lasagna. And it's gonna be nice to say bye to my friend because she's leaving for the entire summer like she always does. I can't wait to tell you guys what I learned in class week. And thanks for watching. Sustain your body, sustain your life.